In this tutorial, I'll show you how to add ingredients to a recipe and determine the cost. We'll start by adding the ingredients, one by one, into the cost index. For this example, we'll be adding the ingredients for a basic vanilla cake. You'll need to build your list of ingredients one by one by adding them into the cost index when first starting out. Once they are added, you'll be able to apply them to any of your recipes. Since we are building our ingredient database, we'll also want to add these costs into our activity ledger to track all expenses. Here's a summary of all the ingredients we added for this particular example. If you made a mistake, simply click on the item to edit. To build your first recipe, click on Recipes from the top menu, and then click on either of the buttons, New Recipe or Create Recipe. They serve the same purpose. When adding a new recipe, you have the option to paste, upload or type. We'll be manually typing ours. Type in the title, the quantity and the yield unit. For this example, we are using the recipe for a basic vanilla cake that we already know will be enough for 1 8-inch, 3-layer cake, therefore we'll input it as yield, 1 cake. Once you know the prep time for a recipe, you can add it here, along with the bake time. Start by adding your first ingredient. You can start typing in the first couple of letters, and then click on the magnifying glass to pull up the related item that you previously added into the cost index. Next, enter the quantity needed and unit of measurement if it's different than what is set by default. Click on Add to add your next item. Continue until you have added last ingredient for your recipe or formula. You'll notice that the recipe cost summary will automatically update as you add ingredients. Once we have added our last ingredient, we can see that the cost for this recipe in the recipe costs summary. Instructions can be added for the recipe, along with notes and an option to include an image. For our educational purposes, we are just adding the ingredients to determine the cost. In the note, we went ahead and added our note that says this recipe is for 1 8-inch, 3 layers cake. We'll add a new recipe for the icing. This is because we want to keep the cost for the cake and icing separate in case we end up pairing the cake with a different topping on a future order. When adding the ingredients for the icing recipe, we'll select topping as its component. We'll explain why in a different tutorial.